Hey everybody, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video on my channel today. And keep it up with spooky season. As a matter of fact, guys, I just finished up another horror franchise. The next horror franchise that I told you guys that I was going to rank is all 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So yes, this was the next franchise. This was the next horror franchise that I was planning on ranking, and then I also hope to get a Phantasm ranking out before Halloween, as a matter of fact. So I think that's also going to be a good franchise to rank. But the most recent one I finished up is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, so I'm going to stop and rank all 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies from the worst to the best, as a matter of fact. But so yeah, guys, be sure you hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and TV. I also play video games, I do Lego related stuff, and I do haul and unboxing videos. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on my channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube and want to show your support, be sure to go check out my other videos, because there will definitely be something in there for you to enjoy. But with all that being said though, guys, enjoy the video. Let's get started here. Okay, so coming in at number 9 for me, I'm going to go with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. So I'm not so sure how many people actually enjoy this movie. So I'm not exactly sure. So I don't know how many people like this movie, or how many fans of this movie there are. But I'm sure there's fans of this movie, and unfortunately, I am not one of them. This movie is just really absurd. It doesn't really feel anything like the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and so this movie just goes off the rails right off the bat. Like, I just don't understand anything that's really going on. This movie's just really corny and unnecessary. So yeah, if they would have done this movie a lot like the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, I probably would have enjoyed this movie a lot more. But unfortunately, it lands in last place for me. But coming at number 9 now, I'm gonna go with Leatherface, the prequel to the entire franchise. And unfortunately, I am not a fan of this movie either. I actually didn't finish the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and I didn't finish this movie either, because hear me out. I am actually one of those people that really enjoys prequels. I actually like watching what happens before. Sometimes even though you just know what's gonna happen, because you already know like the whole story. And yeah, I just did not care for how they did this prequel. Like I didn't get like the whole story like at all. At the very beginning of this movie, there's like a prison break scene, and Leatherface is just like trying to get prisoners out of there to come help them kill more people. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a good movie, like at all. Like I just did not understand this movie, and unfortunately, overall though, I think it's a little bit better than Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because it doesn't really have like all of like the unnecessary corny parts that I don't like. But yeah, so yeah, if I had to pick one of the two that I put at the bottom, I would rather watch Leatherface again, but I prefer to watch neither. At number 7, I'm going with Leatherface: The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So this one is definitely a step up from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, but unfortunately this one still lands in the back half for me, because it just feels like the first one done all over again, and I feel like this movie hasn't like really aged that well. I feel like this movie hasn't really aged that well, so yeah, it just feels like a complete rehash and like a complete knockoff of the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not in a good way. And it just feels like one of these cases scenarios. What happens if we take the storyline of the first movie, rehashed it in a sequel, and then we remove everything people liked about the first one and put new stuff in there, and what happens? Everybody hates it. It just feels like one of those scenarios, as a matter of fact. And yeah, this is another one I don't completely care for either. At number 6 now, this I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but at number 6, I'm going with the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. So, unfortunately for me personally, I am not a fan of this movie. I am just not a fan of the acting in this movie. I don't think it's great. And also, I am not a fan of the guy in the wheelchair, Franklin. I don't care for him either. I think he's super annoying. And then the last half of this movie, I just also think is really corny and stupid, and it just doesn't really make any sense once you get to the end. It just feels this movie it's just not a well done slasher movie in my opinion. And I get it. This movie came back out in the 70s, but the original Halloween also came out in the 70s, and that movie was pretty darn good. And this movie I just don't think it does it right, in my opinion. I think the first Halloween movie does it better. And unfortunately, I am just not a fan of this movie. It's rare to say a good chunk of the sequels are better than the first one, but in my opinion, this is one of those scenarios, because I do not enjoy the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm also not a fan of any of these characters aside from the main girl, Sally. And a lot of these characters make a lot of dumb decisions. Like, they explore stuff, and then they also walk into Leatherface's house unannounced, and then some of those people end up in his little torture chamber. And yeah, it's just like these decisions that these characters are making are stupid. And I'm sitting here going like, why are they making the dumbest decisions ever? And yeah, I just do not care for this movie, period. And I just refuse. I refuse to appreciate this movie more because of how cheap and stupid I think this movie is. coming at number 5 now. Getting into like the better movies, because as you guys can probably tell by now, I am not a fan of the original 3 movies in this franchise. I like the later ones better. But at number 5, I am going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. So I often hear people say that this movie's the worst. And honestly, I disagree. So now this movie is more of like a guilty pleasure. This movie is more of like a guilty pleasure because this is not intended to be a great movie at all, period. But I also don't think this is a bad movie because I have some dumb fun with this movie. Sorry guys, my backrest of my chair has been falling apart, so I'll have to fix that after I'm done with this video. But yeah, so yeah, this movie is pretty good for what it is, and I enjoy this movie a lot, but it's not intended to be great. I do like the inclusion of Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey in this movie. This movie came back out in the 90s, and I'm very curious how low the budget was on this movie, because if the budget's really low, this movie was came back out before their careers got going, as a matter of fact. But yeah, guilty pleasure, but not a great movie. At number 4 now, I am going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one from 2022, I think. So this is the last movie in the entire franchise. So now, I actually enjoyed this movie up until the ending. So yeah, I am not a fan of the ending of this movie. And I am not the biggest fan of Leatherface either. And yes, the only reason why this movie's not higher for me is because I am not a fan of how this movie ends. Like, the 2 main surviving girls, Melody and Layla, I think was the other girl's name, the 2 sisters. After they escape and kill Leatherface, Melody gets her head sawed up. Leatherface somehow just gets back up. She gets her head sawed, and then the other girl dies. And they shot him, and he got shot multiple times, and he got sawed up all the way like that, and he wasn't dead. And that's another thing that I don't like about Leatherface. It's that every time he gets shot or cut, he just keeps moving. Like, he just keeps walking, he just keeps chasing after people, and then he kills a bunch of people, and then he can still kill people and use the chainsaw. Like, and I'm just all like, good God, man, doesn't this guy just ever give up or die? Like, he just never gives up. If he gets shot, he keeps walking. If he gets stabbed, he keeps walking. He keeps using the chainsaw. And yes, yes, I know the same thing happens with Michael and Jason. But the thing is, with Michael and Jason, every time that they get shot once or multiple times, they're down for a little bit, and then they get back up and start walking. Almost every time Leatherface gets shot or cut, he never falls to the ground. He's down for like a minute, and then he gets back up and keeps doing what he's doing. Like Like, yeah, it's just absurd. It's absurd in my opinion that they're just so generous to Leatherface, because in my opinion he's not the serial killer that deserves all of the grace. But yeah, but other than the ending of this movie, I pretty much enjoyed this movie. Just up until the end, I like the setting of this movie, and I like the premise of this movie, and I like the group of characters that we're following, and then we have the main character from the first movie, Sally, returning, and I like how we got the conclusion. And I like how they brought back her character. It's sad that she died, but she made a sacrifice to try to save the two girls. And if Leatherface hadn't got back up, they would have survived. So basically, that's another thing I don't like, is that she sacrifices herself for nothing. So yeah, this movie has a couple of problems, but other than that, I like this movie just up until the end. At number 3 now, reaching the top 3, I'm going to go with Texas Chainsaw 3D. So I actually really like this sequel for what it did. It's I don't like this movie nearly as much as the two that I have above it, but I do enjoy this movie as a sequel. And yes, I really enjoyed this movie as a sequel, but it's nowhere near quite as good as the two that I have above it. And yeah, I really enjoyed the characters in this movie, and when the girl like escapes from the van, I like the carnival setting as well. But then again, same problem here. Leatherface just keeps getting shot and shot and shot, and he never falls to the ground, and he just never dies. No matter what happens, he just always gets back up and starts going again. Like, it just doesn't make any sense on why he keeps going. And yes, that is why this movie isn't higher than it is, because it's the same exact thing. Because the exact same happens to Leatherface, and we're now like 7 movies in, and he never falls to the ground, and it's just absurd to me, and I just don't understand why they give the grace. But at number 2, my runner-up is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. So this is a prequel to the remake from 2003. And honestly, I thought this was a pretty good prequel. I was not a fan of Leatherface, but I enjoyed this prequel for what it delivered. I like the main girl in this movie, Jordan Bowser, I think, something like that is her name. But yeah, she plays Mia, Dom's sister in Fast and the Furious, and I really like her character in this movie. I like how she's really tough, and she was able to take down Leatherface. And one of my least favorite characters in this entire franchise is the cop in both the remake and in the beginning. It's just, yeah, I do not like him as a character at all, period. I know he's not a real cop, thank the Lord, because if he was a real cop, he would be a very bad cop. And yeah, I do not like him as a character. I like the main lead in this movie. I can't remember her character's name, but I think her name's Mia. I don't know. I can't remember if that was the main girl in the remake or if it was the main girl in this movie. But yeah, I enjoyed this prequel for what it delivered, but at number one for me easily is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake from 2003. So I actually really like the beginning. I think it's a very solid movie, and I actually like both of these movies just as much, but I'm giving the edge to the remake here because this feels like a better interpretation of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All of these characters are decent and pretty solid, and I think their writing isn't that bad either. So like none of these characters I actually find annoying. I actually like all of the characters in this movie. Jessica Biel's character is one of the best female leads in these movies, in my opinion. And I like the portrayal of Leatherface in this movie. And even though I don't like the cop guy in this movie, I still like how he works with Leatherface. But yeah, in my opinion, this is easily the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And this felt like a good interpretation of the story, and this is the one that should have started the entire franchise, in my personal opinion. And yeah, like I said, all of these characters are likable. I like the betrayal of Leatherface, and then the other characters in this movie I think are pretty well crafted as well. So yeah, this is easily the best movie in the entire franchise for me, as a matter of fact. But so there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of all 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, ranked from worst to best, as a matter of fact. Let me know down below in the comment section, guys, which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite, as a matter of fact, and we'll have a great discussion about it. And if you disagree with me, that is okay, because that's the whole fun about doing these lists, is that we all have different opinions on specific movies in the franchise, as a matter of fact. But without any further ado, guys, be sure you hit that like button as well as the red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. But without any further ado, guys, I'm going to go bring back to more videos, because more videos are on the way sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact, guys. Well, with all that being said, though, guys, take care, drink water, and stay safe, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye!